Hello and welcome to Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Alan Brugman from the City of Bryan's Communications Department.
And I'm Sandy Ferris with Bryan ISD. Today we'll tell you about a club that is embracing diversity through the community and the schools as well. And we'll tell you about a long-time career technology program that continues to provide services for the school community and rakes in awards at the same time.
And the City of Bryan's IT department recently participated in A&M's GIS Day, and we'll show you some highlights from the Veterans Day Parade in downtown Bryan. Before we get to those stories, however, we want to tell you about a downtown walking tour that you can now download off our city website.
Well, the Downtown Walking Tour podcast came about after a conversation that I had with Assistant City Manager Joey Dunn. Mr. Dunn was looking for a way to get people interested in the history of downtown Bryan, and he was looking for a way to do this. Well, I had always been a fan of both podcasts and walking tours that I'd taken in museums, and I thought, well, maybe there was a way to merge these two together. To put the project together, I basically proposed a route for the downtown walking tour, and then I researched all the historical buildings that were part of the proposed route. And then I also did independent research by going to the downtown Carnegie Library, and we were able to get Mayor Jason Bainski to narrate it, and we were really happy to have him do that. If you go to the Bryan website, bryantx.gov, you click on the search engine at the top of the right-hand screen, and you do a search for downtown walking tour. It should be the first hit that pops up. Once you download it from the website, you can put it onto your iTunes and then listen to it on your iPod or MP3 player. And you basically start off at Sale Park, and you walk through downtown Bryan going north on Main, and you pass by Charles Hotel, the LaSalle, many other places, the Carnegie Library, and you get a chance to learn about the history of downtown Bryan. And I think the best part about this project is that it helps preserve Bryan's history.
Well, Alan, that tour sounds like a neat way to find out about downtown Bryan.
Yeah, the first time I listened to it, I learned some things about some of those downtown buildings that I didn't know before.
Well, an organization known as Viking Oteo is providing some new cultural experiences for students in Bryan.
Are you ready for Viking Oteo?
The Viking Oteo Club is a salsa and cumbia Spanish band at Bryan High School that promotes cultural awareness through the study of music. The club recently performed at Haswell Park, the A&M student gathering at the park, and for Long and SFA students in celebration of El Dia de los Muertos, or Day of the Dead, a Mexican holiday to honor those who have passed away. Student interest has propelled the four-year-old club to over 60 members, featuring a variety of musicians and dancers.
So we were learning quizás in the classroom. So every teacher was going to do something different. And in my classroom, I said, well, you know what, let's just do quizás, since that's the song we already know. So I had a kid who played the flute, and another one played the trombone. And I said, well, let's come after school, let's just do this, let's see what happens. We started playing the song, and the song's in a ballad. It's a ballad song. After a few minutes, we were really bored by it. We're like, you know what? I myself am not a musician. I'm a choreographer, so I know rhythm. So I said, guys, we should just, instead of singing it in ballad, let's sing it in cumbia. So I brought my keyboard, and I started giving them some rhythms. So they would follow. Well, we had the talent show. We had about 4 kids do Viking Oteo. By the end of 7 periods, I had every class period, I had students come up and say, Mr. Morales, I play the accordion. What key is that in? And I would say it's in the key of G, and they would play it. By the end of the 7th period, we had about 20 people up there that had talent, just random from Bryan High School. At the end, the kids were like, Mr. Morales, we got to keep doing this. The name came from Vikingo, means Viking. Teo, in the language of the Aztecs, in Nahuatl, means wild. So we're the wild Vikings.
Viking Oteo will perform at the KBTX Annual Food Drive December 8th at the Brazos Center.
With music, anybody can be in it. And as you can see, the group is very diverse, and I like it that way.
Well, Sandy, it looks like those kids are having a good time doing that. When's the next time the public will be able to see them perform?
Well, they're actually going to be part of the evening entertainment lineup for the Food for Families food drive on December 8th at the Brazos Center.
As part of a week-long activities of Veterans Day events, the City of Bryan once again hosted a Veterans Day parade in downtown Bryan. The Bryan Rotary Club hosted its 8th annual Veterans Parade in downtown Bryan on November 7th. Here are some of the sights and sounds from that event.
Inside Bryan ISD is a new feature we've added to the Channel 16 lineup in which we show you some recent activities in Bryan ISD. Veterans Day was celebrated across Bryan ISD as students recognized those who have served our country in the armed forces. Special programs were held at several schools and featured patriotic music, guest speakers, and recognition of veterans.
I served, and I feel so good about being able to say that I am a veteran. I served my country. I did what I could do for the freedom that we enjoy. And the old saying, freedom is not free. It's expensive. A lot of people are giving their lives, for it. So it's great that the schools here in our area are teaching patriotism.
Classroom activities supported the special day as well as students learned of the sacrifice our troops have made to the cause of freedom. Texas State Technical College recently made a stop at the Brazos Center in Bryan with their roadshow. Exhibits and hands-on displays showcasing the many career options available to TSTC graduates were investigated by career technology students from Bryan ISD. From computer networking to welding technology, TSTC offers a variety of 1- to 2-year programs to prepare students for the workforce. Students from the Hammond Oliver High School for Human Sciences recently toured the new A&M Health Science Center Health Professions Education Building in Bryan on State Highway 47. Students learned about the requirements for entering healthcare fields, practiced naming and arranging the bones of a skeleton, and toured simulated hospital rooms complete with computerized patients used for training nurses and doctors. The anatomically correct computer-controlled mannequins are used to simulate a variety of illnesses and injuries and are complete with respiration, blood pressure, and pulses. Hammond Oliver allows students in grades 9 through 12 to spend half days in an academically challenging curriculum designed for those with an interest in healthcare. Visit the Bryan ISD website at www.bryanisd.org to find out more about what's happening in our schools.
Recently, the City of Bryan invited several local organizations to a presentation where they learned how they can come together to help our community.
Social exclusion is different from poverty because poverty is a snapshot of what happens at any point in time.
Natalie Bernowski is an associate of social inclusion and travels the world helping advocates incorporate social inclusion into federal, state, and local policies.
Social exclusion, exclusion and inclusion show you movement over time.
Neighborhood and Youth Services Manager Ronnie Jackson was instrumental in bringing Natalie to Bryan.
How do the residents of Bryan shape up, if you will, compared to the county, compared to the state, compared to the rest of the U.S.? We're going to look very closely at the priority groups and neighborhoods in the city, and then help Bryan to set a list, 4 to 6 targets that everybody in this room, everybody in the partnership, all of the agencies and organizations in Bryan can work toward together. As soon as you see one of those indicators going in the wrong direction for your city, you've got to amend your strategy. And that's how you nip it in the bud.
The Bryan High School Cosmetology program has been around since 1971, providing valuable training for its students.
There are currently 69 cosmetology students at Bryan High School working to meet requirements of the course, which includes 1,000 clock hours, 500 academic hours, and passing the Texas State licensing exam for certification in cosmetology. The Career Tech course costs students $700, compared to private school tuition, which can cost between $12,000 to $20,000. Demand for cosmetologists in the area is strong.
Actually, in our employment for our industry right now is still very high, especially with the economy the way it is. There's enough money, we always say there's enough money in this town for everybody. And so even, there's a turnover, yes, But I have salons calling me all the time asking, do you have anyone that I can take? Do you have anyone, you know, do you have anyone ready to go? And they want them trained professionally, knowing if they have the basics, they can train them the rest of the way. So they're looking for good work ethics as well. And so I have several salons still calling me saying, I need 2, I need 3. So that lets me know that our economy, or the economy, is not as bad as we think it is. But at the same time, you know, our industry, the cosmetology industry, is still growing. And it's just not, a lot of times people mix it up. I mean, there's facialists, you have the pedicurists, manicurists, you have different ones that, you know, hairstylists. It's just not about the hairstylists. You know, it's the full service salons that also want the girls as well. All right, and then pull straight out.
Mrs. Williams has taught the class for 4 years and has already coached a state champion in cosmetology and competed in the Skills USA national event last year.
Skills USA is something that I also think that is great for the girls because it's a good motivator, but it's letting them know what our industry consists of and what else is out there in other cities. And so Skills USA starts at district level. It's normally in February. And last year, every one of the girls placed, which is the first. And so we even had, we had a very successful year last year. All of our mannequins that they do, it's called a project, and they have to actually do the mannequins and take them with them. And so when they do that, we also had a hands-on competition. And we had a cosmetologist that placed first. We had a nail technician that placed first also. Nail art, so many different categories that they can enter in. And so last year we had a really successful year. We moved on to state, which is in Corpus. Every year they held it there, and it's about 3 days, and we compete there also. And then last year we did place at Corpus, which is first place winner moves on to nationals, and we did go to nationals, and we placed 8th in the hair skill competition, which is actually the longest competition there because they have to do so much. They have to do 3 haircuts, 3 haircuts, a man's haircut, and then an actual updo also. And she placed 8th out of 37, which is really good. And so, of course, my goal is to win first. And first place at nationals, first and second place at nationals, move on to world skills, which is in London, which will be, what a wonderful opportunity that could be.
Sandy, is there any chance that I could get my hair done by the students?
You actually can. Every weekday except Tuesday, they're open to the public from 4 to 6 p.m. And for more information, people can call 209-2569.
Recently, our City of Bryan IT department participated in A&M's GIS Day, where they took some of our mobile command units.
Today, we're here at Texas A&M University. Today, 17th of November, is GIS Day. It's a nationwide event. What we're doing here is actually displaying one of our public safety vehicles. We're on Mobile Command Post 1, and displaying the use of GIS in public safety. One of the key aspects of GIS Day today is to actually have students and citizens be able to come by and take a look at how GIS is used in public safety, how it's being applied to both our mobile command vehicle and patrol vehicles.
Well, that's all the time we have today. I'm Sandy Ferris.
And I'm Alan Brugman. Thanks for watching.